Alright guys, so I grabbed the camera real quick because I just came, and Tom's not up yet, but when I went out to give the chickens their, I should have wore a hat, give them their food, well, I give them a snack and check their water and all that stuff. I found a little present out here. Yeah, check it out. Yep. Really? Yeah, so I'm going to wait till Tom gets up, which is going to be very soon because I'm going to wake him up. And I want to see what he knows about this, because I mean, I'm looking at it, and first of all, I don't know if you guys know, but I hate dolls. I mean, I really hate dolls. And it's got a little piece of paper in its mouth. I can't read it while I'm holding the camera. Try to get it open. Yeah, so somebody put this here, and I don't understand when, because I would have heard one of the alarms go off or something, you know. Came around the back of my house and put this here. I just, oh my gosh, I can't stand dolls. I'll tell you a little story about that too. I'm gonna go down here on the table and set the camera up. It stinks when you don't have somebody to hold it. Oh gosh, I can't even do it like that. Oh man, the chair's wet. Crap. Oh, let me see if I can turn the camera like this. No, it won't. Snap. All right, so I'm gonna put the camera there. I'll go like this. Stop picking on Joe. We have our eyes on you. Picking on Joe. Okay, so, you know, just had a talk with Joe. Joe stormed out of here. And, maybe I have been giving Joe a hard time. Only because I'm very frustrated in figuring out who this is. I mean, there's only a very few people. Let me tell you about dolls. Dolls freak me out. They always have. Ever since I was a young little kid. I was over my sister's house, my older sister, which I don't think you guys have ever met. And I was probably 8. And I remember we were spending the night there because it was me, Jackie, and Terry. We were laying on the living room floor, and they had the TV on. And I don't remember the, I don't know if it was Twilight Zone or something like that. They always had little short stories, kind of scary stories and stuff. So there was this thing with dolls, like, well, and I don't remember the story. I think I blocked a lot of it out except for what I remember with the doll is like, this young kid got a doll that looked like, I think it was his grandfather or his grandmom. I can't remember which one it was. And it was possessed. You know, before Chucky ever came around and that thing. But it was possessed, and it would talk to him and stuff like that. And then one time the pictures on the wall and I think it was the grandmom at that point saw it, and then she fell down the steps and she died. And then all of a sudden, there's a package delivered to him, and he opens it up, and it looks just like his grandmother, a doll. So ever since then, I hate dolls. They freak me out. I don't like their eyes. They always look like they're looking at you, just like those ones right there. And there's a very few people that know this, and that I know that Terry knows it. I know that Jackie knows it, and I know that Jesse knows it because Jesse did a paper, and I don't know if it was high school or college. He did a paper about that because I don't remember exactly what it was, why he had to, but he wrote it on that. Maybe it was about fears or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. So what I did, like my sisters, when they had these dolls, and they were like, you know, I would say 3 foot, maybe porcelain dolls or something like that, and they'd probably be worth a lot of money right now. But we used to have them down in the basement of our old house, and it was like in a cubby hole. And what I did, every time I would go down there, we called it the cookie hole. It was just like a little offshoot of the basement and a little room that, you know, you usually didn't go in. There was no light in there, so it was always darkish because the rest of the basement had lights. And then I remember the dolls would sit there, and I always felt like they were looking at me all the time. So one day I just stabbed their eyes out with a screwdriver so that they couldn't look at me anymore. Yeah. That's how much it affected me. But to this day, I still am freaked out by dolls, and I don't like it. Jesse knows that. So maybe, you know, I'm thinking, has he been behind all this stuff? Is he connected with it? Because my sister hasn't mentioned anything about that, and I haven't talked about it in years and years and years. So I might have mentioned it on a podcast one time or something like that. I don't remember, but bugs me that they use dolls, and it's who is it? Is it Jeff and Terry? Is it Jesse? Is it all the above? And here I've been so paranoid, I'm blaming Joe and everything. I'm gonna have to have another talk with him, because he wouldn't know. I know he wouldn't know about my fear of dolls. And like, I mean, like that one right there in the middle is just staring right at me. I don't like it. So wait till Tom comes out. I want to ask him if he knows anything about this.
Alright, what's this thing you want to show me?
It's right there. It's about time.
Oh.
It takes you so long, dude.
Look, it takes me a while in the bathroom. You know this.
So, do you know anything about this?
No?
You don't know nothing.
That's the first I've seen any of them. What?
Well, this is what, when I came out here, this is what was sitting here. Oh, and besides that, it also had a note. Where's it at?
It had a note.
Oh, the wind must have blew it on the ground over here. Yeah, the note, it was in the one doll's mouth. Said, stop picking on Joe. We have our eyes on you. So, you know, I'm like, all right, well, who did a doll, right? In Joe's vehicle, right? Terry and Jeff. But,
right, yeah.
You know, first of all, very few people know that I am freaked out about dolls.
That's true.
The other thing is on here is like, we have our eyes on you. The other person that knows about my thing with dolls is Jesse.
Jesse?
Yeah, because he did a paper on it. I already explained to everybody out there, but to make a long story short, when I was a kid, probably about like 8 years old, I watched a movie that I shouldn't have been watching because I was staying over Aunt Peggy's house, and when I was a kid, and it was all three of us in the living room sleeping on the floor, and it was a Twilight Zone episode or something like that. Yeah, and it was kind of freaky. It was like the doll that the boy had. I know I said I'm making the story short. I'm telling it all again. The doll that the boy had looked like his, and I think it was his grandfather at first, but I'm not positive. It was either, I might have him backwards, but it was like the doll was possessed with his grandfather's spirit.
The old soul in the doll thing.
And then eventually the grandmom, I guess, saw it, and then she fell down the steps and died. Or it was vice versa, and the grandpa fell down the steps. I think it was the grandmom, though. She fell down the steps and died. And then he gets a package in the mail, and it looks just like his grandmother, doll. So I've always been freaked out about dolls. I don't like their eyes. They always are staring at me all the time. And
yeah, dolls always have uncanny eyes.
Yeah, and I destroyed my sister's dolls whenever they weren't around. I poked the eyes out and stuff like that, because that's what I don't like about it. But anyway, this is what I woke up to. So, you know, maybe I've been wrong all this time, and maybe it is Jeff and Terry, but maybe, just maybe, it's been Jesse all this time involved in that and getting them to do this stuff. You know, I've always been blaming Joe all the time because Joe worked with them at one point, you know? So, yeah.
Just for context, that paper that Jesse did, was it like a psychology paper? Like, did it like kind of...
I don't remember if it was high school or college, right? But it was like, yeah, it had something. I don't know if it had something to do with fears.
Like phobias?
I think it had something to do with something like that, yeah.
And that makes complete sense.
Yeah, so I mean, they've always freaked me out, so I'm getting rid of them once and for all.
I mean, that doesn't sound like just throwing them in the trash to me.
Yeah, look how freaky. Like, did you see it? It blinked when I picked it up. Or winked. But what is this supposed to be, me? What the heck's that? And then you got this one that's ugly. Did you fart?
No, I think that was a bee. That one specifically. What?
This thing. It stinks. What is this red stuff on it? Oh. Just smell it.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, that. Okay.
Can't even get it off. Oh God. Oh, that didn't work so well, did it? I hate freaking dolls. I hate them.
Well, it wasn't freaking up before, now it certainly is. Oh, does that smell all over your hands now?
They're rubber. I can't even destroy them. It's ridiculous. You know, and that's the thing, is like Terry knows that I don't like dolls, and I'm freaked out by dolls. I'm throwing them in the trash.
And if you used to destroy them, then it would make a lot of sense for...
I can't believe that, man. There's like poop in this thing.
It certainly smelled like it.
It's gotta be poop. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh.
Ugh.
You know, that's gross.
Yeah, the dolls are one thing, but like, that's just...
Now, does my chair smell like that now?
I mean, probably.
Oh my God.
There.
It's like I let it out.
Yeah, I could kind of smell it from over here.
Huh?
I can kind of smell it from over here.
Ah. I gotta wash my hands now. What was this? This was what it was sitting on.
Yeah.
Oh, this probably smells too.
I guarantee it.
Go smell that chair and tell me if it stinks.
I don't think I smell the chair. I really don't want to. Actually, I don't smell anything.
Did you put your nose way down in it?
Close enough.
I'm gonna need you to open the door. I have to go wash my hands.
Yeah.
Almost broke away. Let me see. No, it doesn't smell good. I can't imagine that. You know what I need? I would need that poof. You ever see that commercial for poof?
Poof?
Yeah. It's a spray that supposedly gets rid of all odors.
I've never heard of poop, but that would be pretty good at this point.
And that makes me think even more so of Jesse, because he's always had a fascination with poop.
Yeah, I can believe it.
I wonder if this whole time I was blaming, well, I know I was blaming Joe, but Joe did, there's no doubt about it. Joe has a hand in something, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, he even worked with them, so I know that. But see, now it makes more sense because Terry and Jeff never did anything to this level before.
No.
I wouldn't doubt that Jesse holds it against me from the time that we did that prank where we dumped all the syrup on his head.
Oh yeah, the breakfast prank.
I mean, that was a pretty nasty one.
It was a pretty nasty one.
Well, kudos to that one, because I thought it was just dolls. I was not expecting poop in it.
Yeah, really.
I mean, that was gross. Anyway, I reached out to Joe, sent him a text. I'm waiting to hear back from him. I told him I want to talk again, but this time I'll stay within my perimeters, and I think we can get something accomplished. So I'm waiting to hear back from him, and then we can have a talk or something. But yeah, I just wanted to stop. Really, the prank stuff, I mean, like,
yeah, I mean,
poop is taking it to a whole different.
It really is. I completely agree.
Like that. I mean, I would never put poop on anything that I was doing to somebody else. Well, now I might. But yeah, I think that maybe we we were barking up kind of the right tree, but maybe the wrong tree at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, I think we're barking up the right tree when we thought it was them, Jeff and Terry. Mm-hmm. But you know what? JT would do that too. Yeah, JT would definitely put poop in it.
100%. I
think it's the whole family. And it could be that Jesse's been setting this whole thing up to make it look like them, and they don't really know about some of them.
That could be.
I don't know that JT has that much time, because he's very busy with his job, that he would have that much time to do all the stuff throughout the whole 2 years or whatever it's been going on now, that he would have had time to do all that. But he certainly would be part of something.
Absolutely.
And now I'm thinking that and I'm going to tell Joe.
Entire conspiracy.
I'm going to apologize to Joe, and I'm just waiting to hear back from him.